Electronic monitoring has long been controversial. It's when someone accused of a crime is allowed to stay out of jail until trial, as long as they wear a GPS ankle bracelet that tracks their movement. We've all heard stories about people committing new crimes while out on EM. This is not that story. Instead, what if the person is exactly where he or she is supposed to be, but the electronic monitoring device gets it wrong? Carol Marine and students from DePaul University's Center for Journalism, Integrity, and Excellence have been investigating, and Carol joins us now with more. Carol.
Paris, that's exactly what happened to Michael Matthews. But as we prepared to report this story out, things began to change for him in a big way. It was back in December that he was put into Cook County Jail for allegedly violating his electronic monitoring. But last week in court, a Cook County state's attorney did an about-face, and he was released. The question tonight is, if it could happen to him, could it happen to others?
Let me just cut to the chase here, Mr. Matthews. Have you ever violated the terms of your electronic monitor?
Never, not one time.
Since December, 44-year-old Michael Matthews has been locked up in the Cook County Jail. But his attorney, Tracy Harkin, says she has data and video recordings which show he never violated the terms of his release.
The circumstances support our position that Michael never left the house.
Michael Matthews is charged, along with two others, with murder in connection with a March 2019 shooting outside a River North nightclub. He entered a plea of not guilty and was placed on electronic monitoring. But in December, after authorities claimed he left the house in which he was staying without permission, he was put back behind bars.
The sheriff typically alleges that Michael has left the house for about 5 to 8 minute periods and gone to a series of addresses.
Could he physically have done that?
No.
Welcome to the Cook County Sheriff's Office Electronic Monitoring Program.
The Office of Sheriff Tom Dart administers the program.
The bracelet device attaches to your ankle and is in constant contact with the Sheriff's Office via GPS and cellular towers.
Here is part of what Sheriff Dart said during a recent Facebook Live event.
There's occasional anomalies, not too often. And then when there is a movement that they're not supposed to do, we contact people, see if there's a reasonable explanation. If not, then we send cars over there and the like.
It's definitely something that we've seen, that I've seen personally a number of times.
According to the Cook County Public Defender's Office, there are more than occasional anomalies. Assistant Public Defender Radiance Ward says Matthews' experience is not an isolated one.
I've had conversation with colleagues about it with their cases. So it is something that happens. It is something that that happens enough where we need to address it, and it's not just a one-off situation.
Since January of 2021, Matthews was staying in the basement of his brother's house in Hazel Crest, where he and his brother Walter began documenting his whereabouts at all times.
We decided to get a camera and put a camera in the basement to monitor, to make sure that any event that they call again saying that he wasn't home, that he'd be able to prove that he wasn't.
These are among the videos they say prove he was home at the time of some of the alleged violations.
I laid on a recliner chair in front of this camera 24 hours a day. The only time that I left from in front of the camera is to take a shower and use the washroom. According
to records from the sheriff's office, there were GPS notifications that he violated his electronic monitoring 15 times since September. His lawyer says this and other videos of him in the basement dispute that. You have evidence of 7. So if I'm the prosecutor, I say, but you don't have evidence on 8 of them. What do you say?
Michael did not realize until December 8, when I called him and informed him that these allegations were being made, that his security system only went back 30 days.
Those 8 other tapes, she said, were routinely erased by the security company. On a cold January Sunday morning, Harkins went door to door, asking if Michael Matthews had ever been at the addresses listed on the sheriff's report.
I explained to her, that Michael's brother lived across the street, that his brother was on EM, and that the sheriffs were claiming that this was one of the addresses that that he went to at some point, and she said he's never been to that house.
There's nothing that's reliable in all instances.
Dr. David Olson is the co-director of the Center for Criminal Justice Research, Policy, and Practice at Loyola University.
So I think everybody's experience when they pull up the map on their phone and want to find where they're at, depending on where they're at, it may not show a precise location, but it'll give you kind of a large circle that you're somewhere within this area.
For instance, he says, problems can occur with GPS monitoring in areas of skyscrapers, parking garages, and basements. Those areas, agrees another expert, Jordan Bolger, are problematic. Bolger oversees a separate electronic monitoring system for Timothy Evans, the chief judge of the Circuit Court of Cook County.
The analogy I use is if you're ever trying to get directions when you're coming out of the grocery store or the shopping mall and you're parked in a parking garage or an underground structure, the map is going to have no idea where you are, right?
In the end, it is a judge who makes the final determination if a defendant has violated home confinement. Cook County Judge Peggy Champas ruled in December that Matthews should be returned to county jail.
I attempted to produce the videos to Her Honor Judge Champas on December 14, 2021. The court refused to review the videos and immediately revoked Mr. Matthews' bond.
Judge Champas says a court spokesperson does not speak on pending cases. Tom Dart, who also declined our interview request, did address this issue this year in a public forum.
We get any anomalies, if we get any violations, we arrest people if need be, or if not, we take them in front of the judge for the judge to make that determination. But it's very frustrating to all of us.
Personally, I think even if it's just one client who then is subsequently returned to custody, whose children are impacted, whose jobs are impacted, I think that's too much.
So it's a really tricky balancing act that the judges have to do, maintaining public safety while also protecting the rights of the defendant.
Before the shooting at the nightclub, Michael Matthews worked for the city of Chicago. He also operated a charity using basketball as a means to keep kids out of trouble. He has never been convicted of a crime. He is married with 6 children. There will not be a lot of sympathy out in the general public for you. You face a serious charge. You're on electronic monitoring. The fact that it possibly can misfire will not engender a lot of sympathies.
I'm not looking for sympathy. I just want to get it right. I want to make sure it doesn't happen to the next person.
In court last week, the state's attorney dropped its charge that Mr. Matthews violated his electronic monitoring, and Judge Champas reluctantly approved his release. He is now on EM, but at his sister's house as he awaits his pending trial. Paris?
And Carol, have you talked to Michael Matthews since he got released from Cook County Jail?
I have. I talked to him this afternoon, Paris. He said he has since Friday been seeing family members who've come to visit him, his kids and his grandkids. And he notes he has a camera at his sister's house focused on him at all times, 24/7, to be able to prove he is exactly where he says he is. Paris?
All right, Carol, thanks to you and the students at DePaul University.